Our next guest is a BYU Alumni Chapter Chair for Central Florida, who's overseeing all the activities surrounding Saturday's football game against UCF. Our pleasure to welcome from the Sunshine State, Christian Rasband from the Wise Guys. Christian, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. You ready for the unbeaten Cougars?
Oh, we're so excited here in Orlando to welcome them down here, especially after that game last week. I just couldn't even believe it. I was up with my boys till after 2 a.m. in the morning, and that's the kind of game that creates a whole new generation of BYU fans for the future. Seeing my boys jumping up and down, waking up the whole house. Just we're so excited to welcome you here in Florida.
Were you excited enough to stay up and catch Dave and I in the postgame show at whatever o'clock in the morning that was back there? Or did you just have to go right to bed?
Yeah, we went to bed.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm sure it was awesome. So.
we were looking at each other going, what time is it? We have to still do this. So how excited is everybody back there to have BYU back in the Sunshine State this Saturday? And what do they have to look forward to as the Cougs come to Florida?
Yeah, I think it was about 10 years ago when they came and they played a regular season game here. And wow, it's amazing the excitement that's around. I keep hearing from everybody that they're going to be at the game, and I'm hearing from friends in Utah and North Carolina and all over the place that they're going to come and be a part of this. And so, and everybody's just so excited about this season and want to have an opportunity to be a part of it, and that's why they're going to show up. Hope there'll be a lot of blue at the stadium on Saturday.
How many alums do we have in the South, in that area that you're around?
We have thousands here in Central Florida. And it's amazing. We had a conference where we came out to Utah the weekend of the Kansas State game. We were with all of the chapter chairs from the Southeast out there. And it's just amazing that there are, we heard President Reese speak. There's now 500,000 alumni or something like that.
Nice.
He was saying more than Notre Dame and some other schools. Actually, it was just amazing. And so I think that every Big 12 school knows how well BYU travels, and we are definitely alive and well down in the Southeast, and we will definitely be there supporting BYU this Saturday.
It's awesome.
Yeah, T-Play just chimed in on the chat and said, I'm coming from Georgia, so people coming from all over the Southeast. Do you have a grasp of how many BYU folks are going to be at the game? Do we know a number?
We don't. I mean, we know our tailgate that we're going to have before the game, and excited to have an opportunity to talk about that a little bit on here. But it's going to be one of the biggest tailgates that BYU's had all season. I've been in touch with BYU on that, and we're super excited. President Reese calls these tailgates a party with a purpose.
Yeah.
So one, it's going to be a huge party, and we're going to have, what would you expect if you're coming to Florida? We're going to have gators at the tailgate, which is going to be awesome. We're going to
have live gators.
We're going to have live gators that you can take pictures with.
Do they just bring them from home, or do you have to get them from the zoo? Do you just get one on the way over, or what?
Yeah, a lot of people will bring a football to throw around. You just picked up a gator on the way. No, it's not that prevalent, but yeah, we're gonna have 2 live gators there for everybody to take pictures with.
That's
and
awesome.
Some great Cuban food. We're trying to let people get the Florida experience, and a lot of great activities and fun things to do. A lot of different departments coming out from BYU. We're amazed by how much support we're getting from the university, of different schools and departments that want to come and tell people about all the amazing things that are happening out in BYU. And so it's going to be a really neat day.
If folks don't have a ticket to the tailgate, can they get one at the gate? Can they just show up, or do you need it all in advance?
Yeah, no, they can. We're getting all that information. We're closing down the ticket sales tomorrow, and so that'll be the last time to buy the full ticket. But there is still going to be what we're calling a Cosmo Pass, where you can come to the door and you can still get in.
Awesome, awesome,
fun stuff. What activities are planned around the game? We all know there's always a service project. You talking about the tailgate. Give us kind of an update on everything that people have to look forward to as they make their way down to the Central Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take just a second and talk about the important service element of what's going to happen here in Orlando. We hear a little bit about what's happened across the country, and it's just amazing that that these tailgates just used to be the party element of it. They didn't used to be the party with a purpose, and now the church has really gotten behind trying to make this a party with a purpose. And so we are going to be helping out and supporting an organization called Knight's Pantry. And it's really neat because I think that one of the goals as BYU travels is to share that light of Christ in the areas that they go to. And what better way to do it? This organization strives to help students and making sure that they have the basic needs, including food, clothing, personal hygiene items. And so neat that we're going to be stepping in and supporting that organization that is directly focused on helping BYU students that are in need. And so we're hoping to donate a lot of food and have a really good showing there. We're hoping for 800 pounds of food donated. Oh, wow. And so we have a partner here in Orlando called Light Orlando, which is an incredible organization that does a lot of charity work. They're really diving into this as well and getting behind it. And so we're just so excited for all the good that hopefully that's going to accomplish. But, at the tailgate, it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I mentioned, a lot of great activities there. You can come. Cosmo's going to come by. Cheerleaders are going to come by. Great food. Great activities, a lot of fun. We got a radar gun so that we can clock everybody's speed on how fast they can throw a football.
Oh, nice.
I was trying to get from someone the info on how fast Jake Retzloff throws a football, but I couldn't get that. So
Hey.
if you guys can get that inside info before Saturday, I would love that.
Sometimes
that
he throws a screen 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, sometimes too fast, actually, but most of the time just right.
BYU Alumni Chapter Chair for Central Florida, Christian Rasband, is on the Wise Guys, presented by Brady Plus, distributed by the Deseret News. Before we talk some football, for folks who aren't going to be at the game but are around Cougar Nation or Cougar World, as Elder Gilbert likes to call it, is there a website where they can get information if they could send money as part of this process to support the Knight's Pantry?
Yeah, this info@lightorlando.org is the best place to reach out about that information. Info@lightorlando.org. Again, that's that organization here in Orlando that's helping us coordinate all that. Okay. Incredible organization, and so that's the best way to do that.
Awesome. Fantastic.
We've also got some other links in the chat. Alumni.byu.edu, BYU versus UCF. You can get some information there. Also, student union at ucf.edu, Knight's Pantry, that they've got on the chat here. So
sweet. Hey, you were at school during the John Beck Max Hall era, so you know all about winning. So what are your three keys? Yeah. We got Elder Gilbert's a moment ago. Blaine's going to announce his in a minute. Yeah. Christian, what are your three keys for this weekend?
Well, I think that anybody who is who's watched BYU football and know a little bit about UCF, UCF, they are the number one rushing team in the conference. And so, between their quarterback and their running back, I think it's going to be really key for us to find some way to slow down the run game. I think anybody who, puts the word out there of stop the run game or shut down the run game, I think that's going to be tough. But if we can slow it down a little bit, that would be my first one. Really, pack in the box and focus on the slowing down the running game, I think would be number one. Number two for me would be continue to win the turnover battle. We've done so good at that all season. We didn't win the battle this last game, but we won the war, you could say. Right. But that's one of our best stats, I think, is how many turnovers we've caused. And I just hope that we can keep that up. And UCF's a little turnover prone, so hopefully we can make that happen. And the third one, as much as I'd want to go to something around Retzloff, I think I want to focus back in on the run game. And if we can, have LJ Martin have a game like he did in this last one, or, all the running back room step up and we can have the kind of production we did this last time. I think for me, if we can put those three things together, we're walking out with our 8th win and still on our way to the Big 12 championship game.
Love it. Love it.
So LJ had 120. So you're thinking he needs 100 or more?
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. I think that would get it done. I think Retzloff, what he did on his feet, though, is super important for our team, too. I mean, on that last drive, the run he had and, throughout the game, he made some big moments on the ground. So we're going to need that, too. I just think as an Army, I don't know that it's all about LJ getting 100, but as an Army, I just hope we can, be competitive in the run game.
Those are good keys.
I love it. Those are great. I love them.
All right, Blaine's going to hit you with 5 questions, Christian, and we're going to know a lot more about you when we're done than we do right now.
We just did this with Elder Gilbert. It's your turn. Your favorite sports movie?
Favorite sports movie? It's probably got to be Rudy. I've had so much fun introducing my kids to Rudy and watching that over and over with them. Love it.
I cry every time I watch Rudy. I'm not ashamed to admit I cry every time.
It's a good movie.
He's
Can't help it.
the underdog. When the underdog wins, I cry. So that's why I cry every time BYU wins this year. They're not an underdog anymore.
Well, it's because you're a pansy.
I'm getting used to love the favorite now. Favorite singer or band?
Favorite singer or band? It's a band growing up. I really love the band Guster.
Guster.
I don't know if anybody's heard of
Guster?
it.
Is it Guster?
Guster, yeah.
What genre do they?
Kind of like a John Matthews band or Jack Mayer, that kind of genre.
Okay.
I don't even know what you'd call that, but yeah.
Okay, Guster. I always, when I get a new one, I go listen.
We'll
so I'm going to go
look
listen
that
to
one up.
Guster, and I'll give you a report.
We've never even heard of Guster, but we're going to look it up.
We'll look it up. So,
There you go.
how about your favorite breakfast cereal?
Favorite breakfast cereal? Probably going. We have 8 kids in our household, and so Lucky Charms is a big favorite here, and so
Okay,
that's kind of what the option is. So that's what I'm going to go
Nice.
with.
I
That's
love
it.
Lucky Charms. Do you eat all of the oats first and then save the charms for last, or do you just eat it all together?
No, you got to eat it all. Yeah,
Okay.
all in one.
Okay.
Blends
very
it in.
good.
Blend it in.
What's your favorite thing about living in Florida?
When I lived in Utah, I really loved the seasons. I really loved getting dressed up for for the winter and bundling up. But I tell you, living down here in Florida, it is pretty nice. Then I really have to worry about snow. And we're a big tennis family as well, and so our kids are able to play tennis all year. We're able to enjoy it outside all year, and you get used to the heat when you live down here. I know everybody who comes and visits, they step off the airplane and they're just sweating until they get back on the airplane, and that was what it was like for me when I visited. But living down here, you get used to it, and it's really been an awesome place to raise a family. Central Florida is really an incredible place. Church is strong, and a lot of fun things to do. Everybody wants to come visit you when you live in Orlando. So.
We'll come visit in the winter. That's when we like to be down there.
So, have you ever been on a golf course and had a confrontation with an alligator?
I have not, no, but I have seen some.
Oh, you
Not
have?
gonna lie. Yes.
Feels like they're everywhere, but because that's when we're on TV, that's all they show, and so you're thinking,
Yeah.
wow, that must be.
They've got to be
you're
everywhere.
running for your
right?
life
We're feeling
down
like
there.
they've got to be everywhere because that's all you see.
All right, okay.
So, okay, what about your favorite BYU memory of all time?
Man, I think it's gotta be. I mean, this Lassiter catch was fun. I'm not gonna lie. Right at the end of that game, and I sure hope that my son says that. Us staying up watching that together. But I gotta go with Mitch Matthews' catch against Nebraska. I mean, for me, that was just such an iconic moment, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah, that was a big one. Dave and I were
In the end zone.
right on the goal line, on the sideline, right next to where he caught that ball, and we knew that he caught it. We just weren't sure
If he got
the ball in the end zone or not. We were waiting for that officials, but we were right there, like 10 feet away. It was pretty fun.
Hey, here's a quick question for you, Christian. This comes from Carrie on the stream. Are the tailgate tickets per person or vehicle, and does it include admission to the game?
They are per person, and it does not include admission to the game. And I don't know how much I should get into that here, but again, the Big 12 teams know that BYU travels so well that they did not want to give us any discount on tickets at all. They wanted to sell us tickets that were way more expensive than you could find them online, and so we weren't able to get a bulk group of tickets, unfortunately. So you do have to go and find the tickets elsewhere on some of the more common ticketing sites you can find out.
Hey, we learned that in the WCC, wherever we went for basketball, was the big ticket night.
Yeah.
It's 3 times the regular price because BYU is coming.
BYU's in town.
And BYU came anyway, right?
Yeah.
It's
they
like,
felt they
okay.
had
we'll buy
takeovers
them
of every
anyway.
arena in the league. So,
Hey, we hope you have a great time, and we hope that we'll get the word out too that you've got that great activity with the service project for Knight's Pantry, and then we'll be doing our 2 hours pregame. Say hi to Spencer. We're sending Spencer Linton your way.
Yeah, take care of our
Make
guy.
sure he eats, and he's cranky if he doesn't. And then we'll do the pregame show, and then we'll turn it over to you guys and hold you accountable for a win on Saturday.
Sounds awesome. We're going to do our best.
Thanks for staying up late, by the way, on the East Coast to be on the Wise Guys.
Oh, no problem. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a true honor. Thank you for the invitation.
Christian Rasband, we'll see you
Thanks,
Saturday,
Christian.
and enjoy the Cougs coming your way undefeated You know what? They never go to Florida undefeated, but they're going to Florida this weekend undefeated. Let's try and keep them that way.
We'll try and send them back the way that we're getting them.
That's on you guys. Got to give them a home field advantage down there.
That's awesome. Thank you for being with us, Christian. Thank you for watching The Wise Guys.
If you like what you're watching, you can help us out by subscribing and hitting that notification button.